Unfortunately, many fight scenes, and I'm probably going to open this up to pretty much every action scene in cinema, quite often suffers from the issue of style over content. And it's when these action scenes forget that they still need to be telling a story to keep us actually engaged, that they forget that only so many punches and kicks are going to keep us there until we start to feel like it's white noise. Many kung fu movies have actually mastered this balance. So I'm going to take a look at the latest Mortal Kombat movie, the very first Mortal Kombat movie, and probably one of the best martial arts movies ever made, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So how have these three movies dealt with that balance of story and action in their fight scenes? Well, I think this fundamentally comes down to the pace of the edit. So when we take a look at one of the most legendary martial arts battles ever to be put on the silver screen, the battle between Xu Lin versus Zhen Yu, I was right, jeez, I remembered it. In Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, we can analyze the scene like this. The actual fight sequence itself is 4 minutes and 37 seconds long, with a total of 92 cuts across the entire fight sequence. That might sound like a lot, especially when we consider that's one cut on average every 3 seconds. When you then look at the latest Mortal Kombat movie that's just been released, well, one of the very first fight sequences in the movie, a battle between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the fight sequence is only 1 minute and 20 seconds long. However, that 1 minute 20 second fight sequence has 82 cuts in it, totaling 0.93 seconds per cut on average, and sometimes it's even faster than that. And then we take a look at the original Mortal Kombat movie. One of its first fight sequences is similarly 1 minute 16 seconds long, but it only has 32 cuts in it, totaling 2.3 seconds on average per cut. It really highlights just how different each filmmaker has presented the fight sequences themselves. This information also helps us understand why a fight sequence is more successful or not. So it isn't necessarily down to the talent of the stunt performers, the martial arts, or the choreography. It isn't necessarily down to the density of the story, because there is a huge story behind Mortal Kombat and a lot of content for them to pull on at any given time based on the characters that are very well developed already.
I think I can help. Did you see a guy down there? Complete fucking asshole. Answers to Kano.
Kano.
Instead, what is really highlighted here is just how we actually obtain information during these fight sequences. It's really obvious in the latest Mortal Kombat movie, they chose an incredibly high pace of editing to convey a kinetic energy, a chaos to the fight. However, it lacks in telling a story of the fight. We don't understand the ebb and flow, who's winning, who's losing, who has the upper hand or the lower hand. Whereas in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, we absolutely understand throughout the entire fight who is outclassing who. What is the reason for each blow, each use of a weapon? Here, the camera moves above the actors for a 7-second clip in the film. This is one of the longest moments we hold on the choreography. And for those of you who know anything about stunts, 7 seconds of continuous choreography with weapons where you could end up hitting one another. is incredibly difficult. It's also important to note that quite often cinematographers and camera teams have to put cameras in positions where you cannot see the distance between the fist or weapon and the other person, so we don't know that they are actually a safe distance away from each other. Whereas by putting the camera above, it forces the choreography to be absolutely perfect, where we believe that every punch and swing of the weapon might actually connect with the other character. It's these moments that really shine a light on the brilliant choreography, but it also tells us something more. We can see the movement of the battle on a wider scale. We can see when one character pushes the other back. And in the story of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, when we meet this fight sequence, a young girl who's an inexperienced martial artist is utilizing a legendary sword, and she is being pushed back by a more experienced martial artist with much lesser weapons. In fact, these weapons are designed for training rather than battle. So when we see from above that she is pushing her back, we understand the ebb and flow of this battle. We understand that she is outclassing her even with a lesser weapon. In Mortal Kombat though, I don't really know who's gonna win until kind of the last second when... So let's take a look at the latest Mortal Kombat movie. In the fight sequence where Scorpion and Sub-Zero are battling at the beginning of the movie, we are given a couple of wider shots. There are no high angle shots, but there are a couple of wide shots cut into the fight sequence itself. Unfortunately, however, this shot is up for exactly half a second, and it lets us know nothing. And this is also where form, or the style of editing, has actually taken precedent over the importance of that clip to let us know the information that we need to know. We see the two characters between two trees. They're badly lit. We don't really know the depth of the scene and where they're moving to and from. The clip is so short that it really adds nothing. We don't learn anything more because of seeing this frame than having seen the previous frame. It feels like a cut to cut for cutting's sake.
Oh, I'm sorry that I cut you.
Whereas, looking back at Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, even outside of the top-down shot, every single shot has been designed not just to show how the other person is trying to punch the other person, but to tell the story of that fight sequence itself. You have to remember that cutting is the act of momentarily disorienting your audience. So if you don't give your audience enough time to find out where they are, why they're there, and give them something for being there, give them something for continuing to pay attention to your story, we end up just creating white noise. I really hope in the next Mortal Kombat movie that they take a look at what went well and what went wrong in the first movie, and they don't keep treating the fight sequences like a mad rush to the finish, and I really don't even know my name by the end of it because my brain's been scrambled by 9 million angles of someone punching someone in the face. But instead start to treat the fight sequences like a battle of wills, one which ebbs and flows, and follow it like a dance, like an incredible drama. And I believe that will engage audiences and transcend Mortal Kombat movies to where they really should be.